I just wanted to make a quick video on client budgets when it comes to websites, as I feel like maybe sometimes there's an impression that you have to spend a lot of money and a lot of time in developing your website and completely redoing it to get the best results. Although that sometimes is the case, I ultimately will give you a recommendation, and also it's down to me to sort of work with you on your budget and your time frame to achieve what you want as the client. And I've got a client project that will hopefully help you understand a little bit better what I mean. So let's take a look.
So this is the initial client site. My initial consultation with them was that it would be better to take everything back to scratch. So keep the same structure in terms of the shop, the back end, keep everything as it is, but just try and neaten everything up and just try and make it look a lot more professional and a lot less dated and cartoony and a bit more modern. Do some brand research into their competitors, find out what else is going on in the marketplace and find out what their competitors are doing versus what they're doing. So that all in all would have been quite a lot of work, and actually their time scale for this was a lot less than what they actually initially discussed with me. So what we came to an agreement on was to, where possible, try and keep the structure and the look and feel relatively the same, but just try and make some minor adjustments where possible. So it's a case of redoing the logo but trying to keep it in the same look and feel, redoing the copy a little bit where needed, so not redoing the whole site but looking at sections that needed a little bit of work in terms of having clear messaging and typos and just pieces of text that weren't needed, etc., or were outdated. Trying to redo the imagery as best as possible, so just trying to neaten up the imagery where possible. The footer was a little bit too out of date and convoluted, I would say. So that was what we came to the agreement on, which went from sort of 3 or 4 months to a couple of days maximum. So this is the new site here. So as you can see, I've just tried to modernize the logo as much as possible, but try and keep it as close to the original as possible. Just try to neaten up the text. So this header section here, that's pretty much as it is, just neatening up the imagery, making it look a little bit more modern and more pharmaceutical focused, making the text a little bit more direct, not so fluffy, I'd say. Making the imagery again look a bit more professional, so not just having a white box there or a strange background, just trying to make it look a lot more professional and make it look like it's been shot in a professional environment. And again, just neatening up the copy where possible, neatening up this footer at the bottom. I did do some basic work in the search engine optimization, as they hadn't really got anything in place from the last agency that had worked on it. There wasn't anything that was helping them in terms of SEO. So I did a really quick basic SEO review just to get them something to have a bit of a better base on. So like I mentioned, with websites, you don't always have to go, not over the top, but you don't always have to go completely rebrand. There is a middle ground where I will work with you to achieve what you want within your time scale and your budget. So hopefully this gives you a bit of a better example of a project that sort of explains that. So if you had any questions on web design or web development or anything technical to do with websites, drop a comment, drop me an email. I'm always happy to answer questions. So yeah, and I hope you found the video helpful.